Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and in this video I'm going to share some information with you about cayenne pepper. Now this is something that is abundant and people all over the world are very familiar with it. It's been used for hundreds of years, thousands of years actually at this point, to spice up your food, give it some flavor, and add a little kick to the things that we like to consume as human beings. So this is not something that's new. The nice thing about this herb is it's a humble little herb, it's inexpensive to get, and it's super easy to add into your diet, and the health benefits are amazing. Now the information that I'm going to share with you in this video is not meant to be medical advice. This is meant to entertain you, to educate you, and it's based on my own experience and my own research and my own opinion from having added it into my supplement routine for the last 30 years. So this is something that I've been taking daily for a really long time. In fact, many people will ask me, I want to start taking supplements to improve my health, but there are so many and I don't know where to start. This is a common question that I get all the time. So this is one of those herbs and spices that is really easy to add into your routine, and the health benefits are amazing. Now, one of the common misconceptions about cayenne pepper is that, especially when you take a supplement like a capsule where you swallow the capsule, the veggie cap or the gelatin cap, we use organic tapioca capsules to encapsulate all of our herbal products. But whenever that capsule dissolves in your stomach, many times you're going to feel heat in there. It's going to feel a little bit like heartburn. And that's simply the heat of the cayenne pepper in your stomach. But what's interesting to know is that cayenne pepper actually nourishes the lining of your stomach. In fact, from my own personal experience, I've helped a couple of close family members and several friends of mine over these decades that have had issues with ulcers. And I've literally seen cayenne pepper go in and completely nourish and support and help them get rid of an ulcer. So you would think that it would have the opposite effect, where it's going to go in there, it's going to irritate it, but that is anything farther from the truth from my own experience. So sometimes taking cayenne pepper in capsule form, when it goes in there and the capsule dissolves and then the heat of the cayenne, you can feel it in your stomach, it can feel a little bit counterintuitive, like, oh, is it doing damage in my stomach? I think that's the first thing that when I talk to people and they start taking cayenne, that's the first thing that their brain kind of worries about. But no, it's just the opposite. Now, if it gets uncomfortable or your body is still trying to get used to taking cayenne pepper, then the thing to do is to take it with a meal where the food that's in your stomach can help absorb some of that heat. Now, what we actually do in the capsule of cayenne pepper that we make, we actually call that supplement HeartLove, and because it's so good for your vascular system and your heart. But we added an herb called slippery elm to the cayenne pepper in capsule because it has a compound called mucilage that helps to kind of gently coat the stomach and provide a little bit less heat. But the thing is, you'll get used to it. I always take my cayenne pepper on an empty stomach. So I take it in the morning with some of the supplements I take, and I'm used to it. Now, you can start it however you like. If you love spicy foods, then I would suggest that you start adding it to the foods that you eat. Now, I'm going to give you some amazing health reasons on why adding cayenne pepper can be a super smart thing. Now, I will say one thing here at the beginning of this. From my research and just from my extensive knowledge on this particular herb, it does have some blood thinning properties. So if you are on a prescription blood thinner, then this is something that you would definitely want to check with your healthcare practitioner, your doctor. Maybe you have a functional medicine doctor, a naturopath that you see, and just see if this is cayenne pepper is a good thing to add to your nutrition, or even in supplementation form. I would be willing to bet, because this is something, like I said, that I have studied extensively. If someone gets put on a blood thinner, and I have family members who are on a blood thinner they've never been told by their doctor to take cayenne pepper out of their diet. So, but this is just something for you to be aware of, and something for you to put on your radar and do your own research to make sure that this is something that you would like to actually add to your supplement routine, especially if you're on a prescription blood thinner, something to take a look at. Now, one of my favorite things about cayenne pepper is that it boosts your metabolism. So the heat of cayenne pepper, it actually raises your body temperature, which helps speed up your metabolism. And who doesn't want a faster metabolism? We're not talking about speeding up your heart rate, where you're going to feel like you've just had a shot of caffeine or something. It's not a stimulant like that. So basically, it contains a compound called capsaicin, which helps to increase your metabolic rate and promotes calorie burning, and which potentially aids in weight loss and weight management. You know, I think this has been one of those things that, because I learned about cayenne pepper so young, I started taking this in my 30s, and now I'm in my 60s, and it's one of those things that I've been so grateful it's been part of my routine, because I do eat clean, I take care of myself, I exercise every day, but I feel like cayenne pepper has been a huge piece of the puzzle in keeping my metabolism on track. So I really love that about cayenne pepper. Now, it also protects heart health, like I was saying a little bit earlier. So this may help lower blood pressure and your cholesterol levels, reduce cholesterol, which helps to support cardiovascular health. In fact, one of the things that I love about cayenne is it's known as a vasodilator, which this is part of its blood thinning properties. It helps keep your, you think about the network of veins through your body and your heart, and how important it is to take oxygenated blood and carry it through all of, not just your organs, but all of your limbs and your systems and your brain, how important that is. It's such a perfectly designed organism that we inhabit. And taking care of it is actually very, very simple. And we need to remember that. It's not complicated. The way that, we've had scientists and doctors and researchers for hundreds of years have tried to figure out the exact mechanism of this beautiful human body. And there's a lot of things that still remain a mystery. And the mystery is because we are designed by our Creator. We are a piece of creation, and we're designed so perfectly. And we don't need to overthink it. We just need to nourish it with good, healthy food and good, healthy spices and supplements, things that come from Mother Earth. It's really pretty simple, which makes it possible for anyone to start, right? It has powerful anti-inflammatory properties, which can help alleviate pain and reduce inflammation in things like arthritis. It aids in digestion, and it also helps with pain relief. Now, I know several people that I've been friends with over the years, because I am a person who loves to lift weights. I love exercising. I love hiking. I love pushing my body physically past the comfort zone. And especially as I get older, I've realized that there's actually a serious joy in that, in pushing yourself beyond what you think you can do. There's such an amazing satisfaction that comes with that. But because that is my world, and I taught classes in the gym for 40 years, I used to own my own gym. And so this is part of my friendship group, are people who also do the same thing. And I have one friend in particular that I'm thinking of. She makes her own salve that has cayenne pepper in it. So it's a skin salve that is super easy to make. This is something that I actually might add a video into my online course and show you how to make your a skin salve with cayenne pepper, so that you can actually rub it onto an area that has inflammation, might have arthritic pain. So think about how amazing that would feel. But the thing is, then you need to be careful, because then you have salve on your fingers. You don't want to touch your eyes. It's okay if you touch your mouth, but you definitely don't. It can be uncomfortable to get a little bit of cayenne pepper in your eye. But this is one of those things that I've personally used a salve with cayenne pepper in it, and it makes it feel amazing. You can actually feel your skin. It can soak in. In fact, listen to what this says with pain relief. So let's see what this says. When you make a natural pain relief salve by mixing cayenne pepper, usually with things like coconut oil, beeswax. I like to use shea butter as well, and then I'll always put a little bit of vitamin E to act as a preservative. But when you do that, you apply it to the areas of pain, such as arthritis and affected joints. But it basically soaks into the skin, reduces inflammation, and helps to basically naturally numb the pain. if you've never tried this, I would say it's amazing. In fact, I should probably bring out a salve that has cayenne pepper in it. It's also got a ton of antioxidant properties, vitamin C, and it helps to neutralize free radicals, which is what antioxidants do. And it helps to protect your skin, your cells from just free radical damage. What I also love about cayenne pepper is it supports detoxification, and it does this because it heats the body up. It actually helps in the sweating process. So what I do like to do, and I used to have an infrared sauna, and I'm actually in the process of getting myself another one, but just because the one I had was old, I'm actually ready for a different upgraded sauna. But when I used to get in the sauna that I did have, I would drink this little concoction, usually a quart jar of water, apple cider vinegar, lemon, and then cayenne pepper. And I would hydrate with this concoction, sit in my sauna, and that cayenne pepper helps your body sweat, and it helps with the detoxification. In fact, this is what it says about that. Cayenne can stimulate circulation and sweating, which aids in the detoxification process. So if you're a person who, maybe you don't like to sweat, I would say start to enjoy what it feels like to sweat. I know when I get a hard workout in, especially when I'm doing something that raises my heart rate, something aerobic, and I actually go into an anaerobic phase where I can put, short bursts where I'm out of breath and my heart rate is really, really up, and then I bring it down. But I love sweating. Every time I go on a hike, even when I go on a walk through my neighborhood, there's some hills that I go on, and I can feel myself start to sweat. There is just something that feels so good about sweating. And here's the thing: your body actually detoxifies through the sweating process. And you can always take a shower. You can always cool down and clean up. In fact, it's really interesting. This actually made me think of one of my sisters who is also a person who loves to sweat. I built a health club with her, 27 years ago. I moved to Salt Lake City from where I lived in California, and together we built a fitness center, a health club. And so she's a person who also still to this day loves to sweat, loves to get sweaty. But one of the things that she loves is going on a big hike, working in her garden all day, getting dirty and sweaty, and then if I'll call her up and say, hey, do you want to go to lunch? And she's been sweating all day in her garden, say, she'll go in, she'll clean up, she'll wash her hands, she'll splash her face, and she'll just and we'll go eat maybe at a nice restaurant, and no one knows that she's maybe a little flushed because she's been out working so hard and a little sweaty. And that might sound kind of funny. And Susan, if you're watching this, it's one of the best qualities I love about her is that she loves to sit in a very fancy restaurant and go, I just spent 8 hours out in Mother Nature, weeding, hiking, sweating, and now I'm sitting in this nice restaurant and nobody knows, So here's the thing. I guess my whole point in saying that, quirky little story is that it's okay to have dried sweat on you throughout the rest of your day. In fact, as a person who loves being in the gym, who loves everything about exercise and being out in nature, that is actually a really comfortable part of, I might have to spend the rest of my day before I get a shower. And then I just have these little things that, I might carry a stick of natural deodorant with me, or something to kind of splash on my face, or, just freshen myself up if I have to go through the rest of my day before I can take a shower. But then this makes a shower so satisfying. And I think the whole reason I turned this whole thing about loving cayenne pepper into the love of exercise is because I believe that this is one of those herbs that's so easy to add into your diet, and it has so many health benefits. And one of them is it can actually help you start to reach your physical fitness goals. And you might need to start slow. I add a squirt of cayenne pepper tincture to my first glass or quart jar of water every single morning. And then I take our HeartLove capsules, which has cayenne pepper is the main ingredient. Then it has cinnamon, which is really, really good for your heart. And it also is really good for balancing blood sugar, as is cayenne pepper, good for balancing blood sugar. And then it's got the slippery elm. And I take 2 of those first thing, with my first meal of the day. Sometimes I'll take it on an empty stomach because I might skip breakfast. But to me, this is one of the easiest, simplest, and inexpensive ways for you to add something highly nutritious, highly beneficial to your daily routine. So if you're not adding any supplements, maybe you feel overwhelmed by all the supplements out there, this is a very nice place to start. So just remember, this information is based on my own experience and my own opinion and my own research. It's not meant to be medical advice. I am not a doctor. This is meant to entertain you and educate you. So I would love to hear what your thoughts are on cayenne pepper. Have you been using it? What do you think about it? Do you love it? Is it super hard to add to your diet because you don't like hot, spicy foods? That's me. I don't like my food spiced up where it makes my mouth on fire and I can't taste any of my food. But I have found a way for the last 30 years to make cayenne pepper a part of my daily routine. So I'd love to hear what you think about that. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and we will see you next time.